Hey, if you're the boss, have you ever asked yourself this question? Why aren't my employees listening to me? If you have asked that question, then there are probably other bosses that have asked that same exact question. And if they have and you know who they are, please share this video because I'm going to share with you 4 reasons why your employees are probably not listening to you. And one thing to keep in mind here when it comes to giving feedback to those employees is that your job as the boss is to give feedback. And sometimes the feedback is positive and it's really easy to give, and other times it can be a little bit more difficult and a lot more challenging because the thought is that there is going to be maybe possibly some confrontation involved, and no one likes, well, I can't say no one because some people do like confrontation, but most people don't like confrontation. So when it comes to giving feedback, if you focus on the aspect of it as helping your employees develop and gain personal growth, then that is a way that kind of changes that mindset on really giving feedback and having your employees listening to you. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. All right, so let's talk about 4 reasons why your employees are probably not listening to you. And one of the first reasons that comes to mind is that you are not focused on the goal when you're giving feedback. And what I mean by that is that your employees are not clear on what the goal is or what the objective is. And as a result, they're not really taking your feedback very seriously. So you've got to tie your feedback to that overarching goal or objective that you are wanting them to achieve. So make sure that that is clear. Also, when you are giving this feedback, make sure that they are there's an agreement there, and also that there is understanding. So if they understand what it is that you are wanting from them, then make sure that, hey, they agree with it as well. All right. The second reason why your employees may not be listening to you is that you are not focused on giving the facts when it comes to giving feedback. You may be vague and very general in what you're saying, and it could be something to the effect of, hey, your quality of work is not what it used to be. And if I was Joe, I would be thinking, well, I don't even know what that means. And so I'm just going to keep on plucking along doing what I've been doing. So when it comes to giving feedback, when you are talking with your employees, make sure that it is specific. So you should say something to the effect of, hey, Joe, I've noticed in the last 2 weeks that your reports have been 5 days late. Very specific. Joe knows exactly what he should be focusing on when it comes to a behavioral improvement. So always, focus on those behaviors. Now, the third reason why your employees may not be listening to you is that you are not direct. You're sugarcoating what it is that you want to say. You are beating around the bush and hinting, and when that happens, your people are viewing that what you are saying is not important, and it's not fair to them when you sugarcoat things. It's really not fair to yourself, that you really need to be specific about that. So you have to be direct on what it is that you want. Also, ask for input and then collaborate on whatever that solution is going to be. Now, the 4th reason why your employees may not be listening to you is that you might be using you statements. And so what I mean by that is if you say something to the effect of, Joe, you must not have been listening to me when I asked for that. Well, when you say that, in obviously tone of voice has a key to it as well, has impact, but using that word you is already putting that employee, with their back up there, and you're putting them on the defensive. And that is never good if you are wanting a result. So rather than saying you statements, I want you to change that to I statements. And when you use I statements, you are owning why it's not happening, which then in turns build trust and respect. So instead, you should say something like, hey, Joe, I must not have been very clear on letting you know that I wanted that feedback today. And then that employee, Joe, is going to say, yeah, I wasn't really clear, so I didn't do it. Or, yeah, I did understand that, but I just didn't do it. And if that's the case, that's also giving you information, and it's either a priority issue or it could be time management issue. So either way, it's really good feedback for you as the boss. It's also really good feedback to the employee. So when it comes to giving feedback and making sure that your employees are listening to you so you're getting what you want, use I statements whenever possible. One thing I also want to also share is that when you do that, it's also very clear on, where the issue or where the challenges are arising from. So if you go in with the mindset of, hey, I am here to help my employees, I want to support you, and you go with that language, I'm here to help you and support you in achieving these goals or these objectives, then you are much less likely to have your feedback fall on deaf ears. So just a little hint for you. Now, I want to just recap real quickly what the 4 reasons are why your employees may not be listening to you. The first is that you're not focused on the goal when you are giving feedback. The second is that you are not focused on the facts when giving feedback. The third is that you are not direct. The fourth is that you are using you statements and putting that employee on the defensive, and so their ears are already closed, and so is their mind. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If it is, please like the button below, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this. And with that, I want you to go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. All right? Bye, guys. Until next time.